Hi, I'm Paul Faronbi, aka IncrediPaul, and welcome to 6 Minute Saturdays. It's a shorter form of the podcast where I dive deeper into specific leadership, business, and career topics. Today, I'm talking about quitting. Not just quitting for the sake of quitting, but moving on to something. That's the first thing I want to address. It's really easy to just say, I give up, I'm good, I just don't want to do this anymore. But you need to think about where you're going, reframe it from quitting, and think about where you actually want to go. Evaluate where you are versus where you want to be. And for me personally, I've quit a few different times just because I work for 4 different Fortune 500 companies. I mentioned it. I'm going to talk about the first time I had to do it, kind of the circumstances around that. So starting off my career, I actually got an offer from Conagra Brands when I was in college. So I graduated in the winter and I got an offer in October, accepted it, but really was looking for a company that was more international. And I know Conagra has options and sites all over the country. And I know now they have more stuff internationally, but really a lot of stuff that they do is stateside. And so I just wanted a company that had a bigger impact. I had aspirations of going internationally, doing more stuff. And so I continued to look for other opportunities. Nothing really came to be until after I moved to Marshall, Missouri. So it's like 2 hours from St. Louis, about an hour from Kansas City, middle of nowhere, Missouri. But it is one of the, at least at that point, is one of the best plants in Conagra. So an opportunity to do that. But after like a week after I started there was when I got an offer to work at General Mills. So you can sense the conundrum there that I wanted. General Mills is somewhere I wanted to be at, and it didn't work out initially. But then I went to Conagra, and so I asked myself, as far as what do I want to do long term, what does General Mills offer, what does Conagra offer, and eventually I decided that I was going to go with General Mills, but I had to figure out, okay, what am I going to do in the meantime? I literally got this offer a week into a new job, and they're asking me to go to another job. And so one thing I want to mention is anytime you're quitting or going from one thing to another is don't let your performance slip. Be consistent with how your performance is, what you're trying to do. Make it so that no matter what, that if people wouldn't even guess that you're looking to leave. I mean, sometimes with the way things are done, like people might sense you're not happy and you can't really control that. But don't let your actual work slip. So that's one key. And be intentional about talking about what you want to do, like what your long-term aspirations are. I know really earlier on, like even when I was in college, at first I didn't even know if I was going to go into industry because I had done 4 years of undergraduate research, and I thought I would go to get my PhD, continue to research in academia. But I also had internship experience, so I was like, and co-op experience, so I was kind of between the two. So I netted out what I want to do research in industry, and every time I've gone into an opportunity, made that clear that's what I want to do. And so like with this first opportunity, it was in manufacturing, actually making pot pies. So like if you ever had banquet pot pie, well, in that location, we just made the banquet pot pies. We made 1 million pies a day. We made the pies for all over the country. But so I got an opportunity to learn from the supervisors there, from the people on the floor. I ended up being there for about almost 3 months. And I guess it's really just God's grace that my work ethic was so good that they were sad to see me go. And I really felt like I hadn't been there that long. It had been less than 3 months. Actually, I had my internship with Nestle was longer than the time I spent here. But just the impact and my attitude and my desire to grow, even though I knew that it wasn't where I wanted to be long term, and I already had another opportunity lined up, that I still had people that wanted to stay connected and were rooting for me in my next step. So with General Mills was a really good opportunity as well. Was there for a couple of years, met a lot of great people, a lot of people I'm still connected with there. Nothing but great things to say about the company. But this is where leadership comes in, and even the person I'm mentioning no longer is with General Mills, but just some of the circumstances there and what I was trying to do, because I was in like more of a rotational program. I was trying to move into an R&D opportunity and get opportunities to work with some of the R&D people, but they're kind of dead set on me doing a specific rotation. But talking to other sites, found out that there's kind of leeway if your rotational manager allows you, and I just wasn't afforded that opportunity. So with that caused me to transition from there to Nestle Purina, from Nestle Purina to where I went to next. It was really more so just trying to get away from travel. And now I'm focused on a lot of stuff I'm doing with IncrediPaul. So I'm excited for what the future holds. Just want to share a little bit about at least my initial place that I quit from, being Conagra Brands. Like I said, nothing but good things to say about that company as well as General Mills. But just be intentional about what you're going to, what you're trying to achieve. Because if you don't know where you're going to go, anywhere can get you there. But be specific about why you're quitting, where you want to go, so that you can truly be incredible.